We are now joined by head coach of Delaware, Tina Martin, and student athletes Elena Deladon and Daniel Parker. Coach, could you please make an opening statement?
First of all, give credit to James Madison for winning the championship. Obviously, with their 4 seniors, they've had a great run, and you know, certainly we're disappointed that we did not win the championship. However, it goes without saying, when the team played like we played in this tournament, how proud I am of them. And you know, there's definitely an empty feeling because we really felt we could win a championship. So it's hard. You know, it's hard for these kids to take at this point, but they battled, I'll tell you what, and they represented our university so very well. And as I told them, you know, we've got an opportunity to go on, hopefully to postseason. I think we will go on. And this group has a chance to do something that no other Delaware group has done, and that's win a postseason game. Whether it's an NIT game or obviously an NCAA game, you know, we haven't done that yet. And so I really hope, as I told our team, that they will step up after the hurt is over from this. And it's going to take some time, but, you know, I feel like this team can do that. This team is a special group. They've proven it. And, you know, hopefully we'll get a chance and an opportunity to play on.
Media members, if you have a question, would you please raise your hand?
Their three-point shooting obviously put you guys in a hole early on, along with their rebound. Is there anything you guys could have done to prevent that? And how crucial was that in terms of them kind of taking charge of the game?
Well, I mean, we started out in our man, and I was concerned with Hislop and also Dawn Evans' penetration, and then honestly, Courtney Hammer was the difference in the game. She was able to knock down shots, and you know, when they dribble penetrated and we rotated to help so that, you know, Evans couldn't get a layup, she kicked it out to Hammer, and Hammer hit those threes, and you know, they're just so big inside. And you know, maybe an extra 50 pounds of muscle on Elena and Parker could have helped us with their inside game because we're giving up a lot of size and a lot of weight. But you know, they're tough on the boards, and I just really felt like Hammer was the difference because she hit some big threes when they needed them most. And you know, Dawn's going to be Dawn. Dawn's a great player, but you know, she had other people that were knocking down shots, and in particular, a couple of those threes really hurt us.
Coach, it seemed like you got the game back and the reason there in the second half. Maybe just a shot or two away from really being right there and putting more pressure on it.
Well, I mean, when we got it down to 7, I think it was 7. There were 6 at the time, and we had a chance to make 2 free throws to get it to 4. We had a timeout. I thought that was a crucial point because we really needed to cut it and get it under. It kept staying at 4 and 6, 4 and 6, and or 5 and whatever it was, 7, and we just couldn't get it under that. And you know, you gotta make free throws, and then we got a couple really good looks in the last with about 4 minutes left to cut it again, and we missed a couple layups. You know, some physical play in there, and not a lot was called, and we missed layups, and you know, therefore, you got to score. You got to come up with scores. When you're in that range in striking distance, and obviously 6 points is striking distance, you got to make some shots. And it just felt like we kept coming up empty-handed, whether it was a missed pull-up jumper or missed free throws, and that really hurt us. We fought so hard to get it back down to 6 and stay in the game, and then missing those crucial shots definitely hurt us. That's where it was at. Well, we tried to bring her outside, to be honest with you, and have her hedge screens, and you know, and we weren't able to turn the corner like I thought we could and get to the rim once she hedged those screens. If you notice in the first half, we brought her out, Jimenez I'm talking about specifically, away from the basket. Her man was the screener, and I wanted our kids to try to get by and get to the rim. A couple times we actually got in there, but then again, you know, we weren't able to finish. You know, and we got to be able to finish, and pulling her away from the basket is one way of trying to do it, and we certainly tried to do that. We just weren't able to finish when we got to the rim, and you know, and then she's got Taylor, who's just as big, obviously, you know, rotating down there. So for us, it's disappointing, like I said, but you got to try to pull her out of that middle. I mean, she's a fixture in there, and then once she's on the low block, it's really hard to move her because she is so big and strong to get rebounds, and that's why we tried to bring her outside.
Elena, could you just talk about how difficult it was to get a good look at the basket tonight? Settling rather, just seemed like you almost had hands in your face, arms up around you, just a lot of traffic.
Yeah, Nikki Newman did a phenomenal job defending me, and then along with the rest of the team, it was definitely a great defense. Obviously, I'm extremely disappointed. I could have done a lot more offensively, but you know, things happen, and we got to move on and do something in the postseason.
Danielle, as Coach Martin was saying, they really were difficult to deal with inside. You guys, they've really kind of been a dominant team in the post the last couple games. What made it so much more difficult in this game?
Well, what made it so much more difficult was the size. Like Coach said, we tried to bring Jimenez out and, pull her away from the basket. And usually she was guarding me, so we tried to, get me to set screens and just kind of pull them out so that, our guards could drive and even I could drive and get Atlanta good looks and stuff.
And it was fatigue a factor at all?
I think towards the end of the game, yeah, it kind of set in. Personally, I was pumped and ready to go at the beginning, so, it didn't kick in until, towards the end, towards halftime, and then the second half, definitely.
Danielle, what is this tournament, or how has this tournament made you feel about the future of this team? I mean, you've got 2 years left, Ron's got 2 years left. You guys have everybody back next year, except Eva.
Yeah.
How about it?
If we go back in the gym, it looks bright. Even for postseason this year, we can definitely win a game postseason. And next year, just rally around each other and unite together. And next year, it should come out on top. But we have to put the hard work in first.
Coach, did you feel fatigue? Sometimes in the shot, free throws, your legs are tired.
We had, like I said, we had a lot of good shots, and I don't know, there was a lot of hitting going on inside there, especially when we got to the rim. They weren't calling a lot of the body hits that were going on, but the free throws, you always look at that to see if there is fatigue. And, like I said, we had some opportunities, and we weren't able to knock down those free throws, and that's tough. I definitely think that playing 4 games in 4 days is difficult. There's no question about that, but these kids were up to that challenge. We lost by 6 points, and we had our opportunities to win this basketball game, and probably that's the most disappointing part of it. But, yeah, I obviously our kids are tired. There's no doubt about that, and if their shots potentially could be short because of that, certainly yes. And going to the free throw line, it's about concentration and focus and being able to knock those down. So from that standpoint, it was disappointing for us, but again, I'm just so proud of these kids.
Elena, you in particular had had fatigue issues this year with your illness. How did you feel out there today?
No excuses. I was ready to go. I had energy from my teammates, and it's a championship game. You're going to get yourself up for that. So I definitely have to take care of myself now before postseason because I'm going to be hurting a little bit, but we'll be fine. We'll get back on our horse.